Let's see. Are we live? No. Okay. Oh, it says we're live. Okay. Uh, okay. No, we're good. We're good. Okay. It was throwing me an error. Sorry about that. Okay. Let's see. All right. We should be good. We should be good. Hi. Hello. My name is Asia Arangio. I am the CEO and founder of Demand Maven. I work with PLG SaaS companies on troubleshooting growth, meaning like helping them figure out their acquisition strategies, but also not forgetting about activation, retention, expansion, monetization, etc. Basically all the things that need to be put in place to make a successful SaaS company, or at least an efficient one. Because certainly you can grow SaaS companies without necessarily caring about creating sustainability or efficiency. But anyway, I digress. I am really excited because I like to try products and just live stream, and I've been hearing about, granola, which my colleague Kim has been raving about, and so I just wanted to sign up and walk through the process of actually, like, getting it going. It's fascinating to me because there are a couple of things that I wanted to point out about granola that I think is that are really interesting. So I'm actually going to pull up a browser. I actually did already download it, but I haven't opened it yet. This is my first time actually, like, using it and trying it and opening it, and I'm just gonna pull up a tab here. I'll share here in a second, but let's see. Okay, so now I'm going to share screen so you can look at what I'm looking at. And I think it's this one. Yeah, okay, cool. Okay, marvelous. So the other thing I want to do is I'd like to do more of like a side by side. Let's see. There is a way to do this, and I just haven't is it speaker full screen, picture in picture, speaker split screen. Okay, that makes me go away. There's picture in picture. Interesting. There's a way to make me pop up on the side, but I'm not exactly sure how. There was a way, but now I can't remember exactly how to do that. That's okay. Yeah, that's okay. All good. All right, let's get back to granola. So here's the context that I have. So, my colleague Kim has been raving about granola, and it's been making me curious about giving it a shot. From my understanding, it's an AI notepad or an AI note taker without being like a bot that has to attend the actual meeting. So, if I recall correctly, what it does is it leverages the audio of your device rather than being like a bot that attends a meeting, which I think is fascinating. And there were a couple of things about this experience so far that I just thought was like noteworthy. So the first is very simple website and landing page. It's pretty much just a single scroll landing page. It covers, of course, all the different features and aspects of the product. I will say in general, it's a very it looks beautiful. Like, I'm so excited to actually like open it up and show like what it actually looks like. It will be I'm so curious because there are certain things that granola is doing that I think is relatively unique. So for example, if you want pricing information, um you can access pricing information outside of signing up for the product. So I actually misspoke. I think when I created the live stream, I think I said that you can only get pricing data or pricing details when you download and like log in and sign up and all the things. But actually they give you pricing information, but like on the page itself, but you actually upgrade in the app itself. You don't sign up here, you download and you upgrade in app. And there are so few examples, I think. Well, I don't wanna say so few examples, but traditionally speaking, like what you experience in the SaaS and software world is it's all self-serve and browser based. It's so refreshing to see a product or a software company where you have to download um like it's a oh gosh, what is it called? There's a term for this and I'm going to totally blank on what it is. Um it's not server side, although I think that might actually no, it's not server side. There's a term for this I'm gonna totally blank on, which is such a bummer. But whatever that word is, that means that you download it onto your device. It's refreshing to see, uh, I guess, like device-based software or the opposite of cloud-based, basically. And actually, no, it's still cloud-based. It's just not browser-based. That's what it is. Um, uh, that's what I think is fascinating. So all that to say, yeah. If someone can tell me what that word is that I'm thinking of, I'll probably look it up later. So, this is what I think is so interesting. You sign up like everything is done by signing up like in the actual app itself and not here, which I think is fascinating because on the one hand, it makes it for I think possibly a more seamless experience. Let's like we're going to see what it's actually like. But on the other hand, you don't know who's downloading. So, it's an interesting trade-off. I've seen some funnels where instead of just immediate access to downloading, you do have to sign up first and then you can download, which is interesting because then you get the data. But not like Granola would then get my data about who I am and then maybe they'd be able to better market to me. But similarly on the flip side, if you have a very high confidence level in the quality of your software, you might not need to do all of that. You might just say, "Listen, the software experience speaks for itself and if you like it, you're gonna sign up, like, you're gonna or whatever, like, you're gonna convert or whatever it is. And maybe even in order to use it, maybe, like, we have to sign up as well, but we're gonna see. Okay, so I've actually already downloaded it. What I do think that the pricing is I mean, this is what I would consider to be pretty standard for what I'm gonna assume is productivity software, like, that's what Granola seems to be in the category of. Productivity software in general tends to have a lower per user price point, but it's ideally designed for enterprise in some kind of way where like you can scale up based on like how many users you have in your organization. And then of course if you have more like this might be considered consumer, but I imagine that their strategy is going to be get into as many teams as possible, start selling to more and more teams. That now becomes more of like a business expense. And now you've got potentially like an enterprise model. And it'll be interesting to see like where Granola goes in the future. But pricing is exactly what I would expect. What I like about this website is it feels very clean. This is another brand that really cares about design. And again, we haven't seen Granola yet, but just by looking at their like product imagery, I just have this feeling that it's gonna be a delightful experience, kinda similar to Home Run. Home Run was a very delightful experience. I have a feeling Granola is gonna be very similar. And from what I remember from what my colleague was telling me, so she was kind of saying Granola literally just listens in the background. It uses a transcript, and that is the differentiator, if I'm not mistaken, from a lot of these other tools. And that it's using that transcript based on your computer audio that is listening, obviously, but it is now able to take that transcript and answer any questions that you have about whatever the meeting was. Their claim to fame seems to be, you can take notes and then you can enhance your own notes. So if you're already taking notes, which makes sense because like I know for me at least, if I'm not writing something down, I'm gonna have a hard time remembering it later. It's beneficial to me to take notes even if I don't actually need them. It's just nice because the muscle memory actually helps me retain it better. But this is also cool because it can add in extra context, which I think is interesting. I definitely I think that their positioning is like it's the AI notepad for people in back-to-back meetings, which I thought was clever because that is absolutely in my life at the moment, just in constant meetings all the time. It gives context about how it works. It's like Apple Notes, also transcribes your meeting. I really appreciate a site with animations. I think scrolling components that like it's actually maybe it's not like a true animation, maybe it's just a gif or whatever, but there's some dynamic element on the page that is helping us just kind of understand like what is actually happening. So I kind of already generally have a sense for what this does, so I won't spend too much time on this page, even though I've already spent a little bit of time. But generally, I get the premise. Like, I don't feel confused by what this is. It makes a lot of sense. It's very pretty. I appreciate the simplicity, and yeah, I'm excited to just try it. I love images like this because it just kind of gives me like a very quick, just visual for okay, like here's what's happening. And I think that they kind of are like, yeah, like this is not, this is not like a huge like business management platform or anything. This is like that AI assistant for people who need to be able to not just take notes, but being able to query uh, like the meeting that they just had. I think is brilliant. I see some people I recognize, like Des Trainer and Ryan Hoover. Who else do I recognize from here? But that tells me like, okay, like Asia, you're in the right place. Like you're among your peers. uh uh I feel like both of those guys are in a totally different realm than me. But there's SaaS. There's SaaS, there's software. That's what I need to know. Okay, download for Mac. And I believe I can just go ahead and start. Okay, I do need to reshare. Um, I'm gonna actually open up the product now, and then I'm gonna share hopefully just the product. And then we're gonna see what that experience is like. I'm just gonna open up applications really quick. And like I said, I'll share screen here in a second. All right, my Mac is being a little difficult. Okay, here we go. So we're just gonna pull up Granola. And as soon as it opens, I'll share. Okay, I just got like a prompt, like a dialogue prompt to, are you sure you want to open this? Because you downloaded it from the internet and we just want to make sure. Alrighty, so it is loading. I'm gonna click share something else. And ooh, pretty. Ooh. Okay. Oh, that's really cute. I clicked sign in with Google because I wasn't paying attention. I see now that there's a checkbox. But I liked the little error message. Oh, please agree to our terms and services and policies. You'd be shocked at how many products don't have like like error text. Sometimes it just throws a code error 402 or whatever, and you're like, okay, uh, like I don't know what to do with that. But I actually appreciated that. I actually told me like what I did wrong. So okay, I agree. We're gonna sign in with Google. It's gonna pop up a whole other flow. Oh, okay. You probably cannot see this. Can you see this? Okay, so the product actually just like minimized itself a little bit. That's why the shape has changed. So cute. I love that. That's so smart. It did open up Google though. Let's just quickly log in. So basically what it did was it like minimized its size and it put it in the top right corner of my desktop. If I were sharing my whole desktop, you'd see the whole thing. But I just wanted to point that out because I think that that's so elegant. That's like such a smart thing to do. Okay, I'm signing into Granola. This is all like Google stuff that pretty straightforward. It's now asking me if I want to open Granola. We are going to open. We're going to go back to Granola. Alrighty. So now we're back to the product. It's maximized again. It's not the full, it's not my whole screen, but it's like a smaller part of my screen. So first, allow Granola to transcribe your meetings. It transcribes with the sound of your laptop. No creepy bots joining your meeting. I love that copy. No creepy bots joining your meeting. Thank you, because the bots are kind of low key weird and maybe also high key weird. There was a story that I heard from a founder once. They were saying how like webinars were like a huge growth strategy for them, and they were talking about how uh, they hosted a webinar and a lot of people couldn't make it, but their bots attended, and so there were maybe like 5 humans, but then there were like 30 meeting bots, which if that's one of the most dystopian things I think I've ever heard. Like the bots are attending the webinar and taking the notes. And there are like a handful of actual humans. I just think it's just it's the future, I guess. We're here. We are in the matrix. Okay. No creepy bots joining your meeting. I love that copy. Only when you turn it on. Oh, only when you turn it on. Okay, so that's interesting too. So basically, what that tells me is Granola will have access to all of my settings or whatever, but only when say yes, like listen to the thing, is it going to actually activate. So I am going to enable microphone. Some dialogue stuff's going to pop up, and I'm just going to click OK and allow. Okay, that was super easy. Continue. See, I'd show my whole screen, but I'd just be worried that one thing about live streaming that I have to get used to is just how much personal data am I giving away? And also like text messages pop up sometimes, and there are certain people on my VIP list that I just always want to get the text message from. So like if my husband texts me, y'all are gonna see it. So all I have to say. I'd share the whole thing so you could see like everything, but it's mostly just like those like system dialogue pop-ups that are happening. Pick the area that best matches your daily work. No big deal if you don't fit neatly into any box. This copy is so human. Can I just say, which I think is it's is it ironic? Every company should be like this in my opinion. Like every software company should have a human tone. Obviously it doesn't always make sense in certain areas, but I'd argue that it probably does. I just like that it's acknowledging this is acknowledging something for me. I feel seen. No big deal if you don't fit neatly into any box because uh I wear many hats, and I don't fit neatly into any one box. So, investing, recruiting, customer facing, startup generalist. I will say though, these areas are I'm going to say weird, but they don't feel right. Almost like not about neatness, more about like accuracy maybe. Uh I guess startup generalist is probably the closest. Although I have no idea what that means. Okay, I could continue. Okay, it took a minute. Okay, so I'm going to make this larger. And I might actually is there a way to make this maximized? My icons have disappeared. Oh, here we go. There's minimize, close window. Hmm. Okay. Yeah, that works. Okay, so this is my full screen. This will make it just a little bit easier for me to see. Okay, so first thing I'm noticing is visually, and I just want to make sure, is this sometimes like the window itself will like zoom out? Okay. So I'm noticing right off the bat that this is really small. Like visually the text is pretty small on this left-hand side here. Like my notes folder, I can create a new folder. Like I see that seems to be like the next best thing for me to do. I see like a call to action to set up integrations. It's yeah, it's very like design wise, it's small. I feel like I need to squint to see this, or I need like I feel like I'm resisting the urge to pull out my glasses. So design wise, it is very pretty. Let me get rid of this dialog box that just popped up. You all can't see it, but it is it's just the Mac being like, "Hey, you opened up this app." It looks really nice. I mean, this feels like productivity software. Like this feels familiar. Um, oh, interesting. Okay, I see. So sorry. I'm reading things and I'm connecting the dots. So basically what this is saying is take notes in here. Take your first note. Your meeting notes will appear here. I can try a demo meeting. I've got a qual board demo later on today, and I have Desta with Emily. This was a good day for me to pick because y'all would see all of this automatically. Although, oh, I guess it's connected to my Google account, so that makes sense. I was like, how does it know that? Oh yeah, that's because I connected Google earlier. Which smart, if I think about it. Like that makes sense from an experience perspective. Uh, so Okay, I see. So one of the tools that I use is let me hover over here really quick. It's called Reflect. It's it's probably my favorite note-taking app today, but it's not like a granola. Like it's not going to like listen to my meetings or anything, or like listen to the audio of my meetings. But what is interesting to me is I might be able to use this instead of Reflect, and I might not be too mad about that actually. So now I'm curious, like, does this replace Reflect? It might. Um, Although I do like Reflect and how it works, it might not be the best app though for I don't think it has like any like listening or like AI note taking support yet, but have a feeling it probably will one day. Okay, so I can show more. Oh, I'm hesitant. I'm scared to click show more because okay. Okay, cool, cool, cool. Yeah, this isn't too crazy. Okay. So now I see this little gear. Okay. Those were different like meeting options that I had or calendar options. Get started with granola. I think I will just watch this video. Okay. So, whoa, sorry. Okay, there is a video that just popped up. It minimized the video, like it minimized let's see. I had to clear my throat. It minimized the note taker and it popped up a video on the left side. And yeah, that's interesting. So I'm not going to watch the video cuz I thought maybe it would just open it up like in the actual window itself. But what I will do is I'm going to click X. Oh, and okay, so it just like came right back. Oh, that's so funny. So I didn't watch the video, but it's still gonna tell me what it says. Oh, that's fascinating. Hold on, let me maximize this again because this is small. Small. Okay. AI powered meeting notes that combines manual notes for transcript access. Notepad interface. It looks like a regular text editor. Does it support Markdown? Let's try it. That's my first question. Let's see. Testing. Okay. It doesn't look like it supports Markdown. Okay, it supports some Markdown. Oh, no, it does. Okay. I just didn't so okay, it does. It does. It does. Okay, I take that back. Does it probably says that somewhere on this page and I'm just not seeing it. No, okay. I didn't miss it. Okay. So it does look like it supports Markdown to some degree at least. Does it support? Cuz I live and die by this box. Yeah, a code box. Okay. And then like a snippet, I guess. Oh, maybe it doesn't. Okay. Yeah, I typed that in correctly. Okay. Just checking. It looks very, very basic note taking. Looks like a regular text editor. Functions from a notepad. Transcript feature shows real time speech capture. Okay, cool. Transcript feature shows real time speech capture. Okay, where? Where is that? I'm missing it. Click open close transcript view. I do not see a transcript view. Copy text? No. Do I click on him? Oh, chat with meeting transcript. So you can chat with the meeting. Okay. So like yeah, like you can ask granola stuff. Got it. I don't see that. Green dancing bars indicate active recording. Oh, is it down here? Oh my gosh, I totally missed this. So the Riverside, let me just hide this. Riverside was blocking it. So it is down here. Okay. Click here to see your transcript. Okay. And then there's my notes. I see. and then there's enhanced notes. Ooh, okay. Oh, you know what? I bet if I had watched the video and took notes, it would've I just didn't follow the steps because I was like, "I'm not ready to watch a video right now." But that is still an interesting use case because if I'm like, "Oh, I'm not," I'd rather just, like, click around. I know it's only, like, 3 minutes, but I genuinely would just rather kinda look around this. Partly because I'm obviously live streaming, but also because, I feel like so some people watch videos because they're like, "Before I waste my time, I just wanna see what it does." I'm kind of the opposite. I almost would rather like, to me, like, watching a video means that I failed. Raise your hand if you're in this camp with me. Um, Watching a video feels like giving up. It's kind of like reading the manual of, like, a how-to manual, for, like, certain types of IKEA furniture. Not all furniture, because I do think reading the manual before you try to build it obviously makes more sense, for certain types of furniture, but there are certain pieces where I'm like, if it's intuitive enough, I should just be able to figure it out, and, like, watching a video feels like giving up sometimes. But I'm coming around on this because there are a lot of really cool products that make really good videos, but there is a part of me that's like, I should just be able to get it, but okay, I'm with you now. I feel like if I had watched the video, taken notes alongside of it, I would have, like it would have clicked immediately or faster than probably what I'm doing now. Even though this is like a it is a simple tool, but I'm actually it seems like there are more like they are investing in more entities, which is really cool to see. So for example, it's not just note taking. Like I see that there's an attendee section that makes me think, oh, is there going to be kind of like a low key, like note taking CRM almost? Something very simple of like, here are all the people that you've taken notes with. Reflect has something like that. There's also, I mean, it already supports folders, which I'm a fan of. And the fact that I can talk to the chat, I can chat with a meeting. That is fascinating to me. So, for example, uh, I mean, I obviously didn't watch the video. So, but I can look at the transcript. In my throat, it minimized the note taker and it popped up video on the side. That's interesting. So I'm not going to watch the video. Okay. And then it stopped. Oh, that's really, oh, okay. I get it. I get it. I get it. When it is recording, it will take the transcript, but it's not just going to take the transcript without my consent, basically. That makes a lot of sense. What does resume mean? Okay. Okay, I see. Uh, yeah, that's cool. The transcript is popping up. I can see it. We're gonna click stop. So it does seem like, I mean, this is very prototypical for a lot of AI transcripts, but it's not, I mean, obviously it's not word perfect. So that's something to just keep in mind. Just to keep in mind. Okay, so it got cut off at the end. But I can chat with the meeting. And oh, okay, I see. So because I didn't play the whole video, it didn't capture the whole thing. That okay, that makes sense. Alrighty then. Well then I probably won't be able to chat with a meeting then in any kind of meaningful way. But I bet you if I had had like a real meeting in here, I bet this would be dope. Like I'm imagining scenarios. Okay, so Zoom, for example, already does AI summaries. Can you chat with it though? I don't know if you can chat with it after the fact. But it's a lot of extra steps if you think about it. Like I gotta like Zoom sends it automatically. They call it meeting assets now. But you gotta like find the meeting asset in your email, click it, open it up somewhere, log into Zoom if you have to log into Zoom. It's like a lot of extra steps. I could see this being pretty elegant actually, because it's all it's obviously all on your device. Um, it's so funny. I really didn't think I'd be live streaming for this long, but here I am. So, okay, it's 2:04. All right. There's a couple of areas that I want to look at and then we'll wrap it up. But I just wanted to look at the experience of upgrading. So I think that this is really like this I'm excited by this. I am gonna give it a shot. I'm sorry to reflect if I end up switching over. Because I do like reflect a lot. It has literally, I mean, it has my whole life in it. So there's a lot in there. I just wanted to look at the like what does the upgrade experience look like? Okay, so so for the first I notice free trial is not as obvious as I would like for it to be. Okay. All right, I'll come back to that in a second. This disappears very, very easily. I know that you don't want to be too obnoxious with like your you're on a free trial, but I do feel like this needs to be a color because my eyes cannot see this on my what is this, a 15-inch Mac? If I now I think that if the bet is you're on a large screen, and actually let me just pull this over while I'm here. I'm gonna pull this over. Okay, this is a little bit more visible on a larger screen. But I think my preference is still gonna be, um, that let's fill in a range, yeah. I think my preference is still gonna be that, you if we could just, like, make this a little bigger right here, it's very small on this, like, tiny little screen. I'm, like, squinting. Okay, upgrading. So I see that we can set up some integrations, which is cool. And I mean, this to me is where the money is at. That's what my guess is. I remember Kim was saying like she could literally just send notes to Slack, Notion, whatever, and I thought that that was cool as hell. So I'm absolutely going to be setting that up. HubSpot probably as well, although maybe a little bit less for me. Slack and Notion are going to be the top priority here, and maybe Google Docs, but we don't really do much note taking in Google Docs. It's going to be these primary places. Um, okay, so this is kind of where I discovered settings. I clicked on that. Oh, it disappeared. I almost would I almost would keep that. I would keep that there because if I don't set up a single integration, I might forget about it later. So let's see. Okay, so settings is where I get to go. Manage templates. Interesting. Okay, so that's interesting. Like what kind of template? Oh, I see. Like a one-to-one or like hiring or okay. Yep. Product. We like this. User interview. Love that. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, love that. Let's see. So, oh, this is very interesting. Invite teammates to granola. So it's got Alina here. Um, it doesn't have Kim, but that is fascinating. That it picked up on that. I wonder why. Why does it know Alina but not Kim? Maybe because Kim is already well, I can't imagine Kim used her demand me have an email address. She probably just used like her regular one. Which would make sense. Uh, Very interesting. The different calendar options, team and billing. I did want to look at this though. So this makes sense for what I saw on like this is consistent with what I saw on the pricing page. It looks like so I get 25 free meetings. I wonder if I'm assuming that's 25 free meetings that I actually record. That's what I'm assuming. And then unlimited upgrade or sorry, individual is unlimited meetings for you, AI chat with any meeting. Business is unlimited meetings for the whole team. You can share templates, you consolidate billing, query team-wide lists of notes, everything included in an individual. Okay. I don't know if I'm there yet. My team is pretty small, but I feel like between me and Kim, like it's probably straightforward from my I just noticed this because I just was like, Kim probably wouldn't use her Demand Maven email address, but it looks like she did, or at least she has it connected. One person from demandmaven.io is already using Granola, upgraded business plan. That is the most brilliant shit I have ever seen. Continue to do this, Granola. And every other SaaS company, if your strategy is to do enterprise and to do that like that B2B, team by team strategy, start doing this. Oh my God. Although I will say this is kind of hidden in it small in my eyes. Like, I'm, like, resisting the urge to pull my glasses on. This is very small. Text-wise I mean, it's pretty, but it is a little small, it's a little hard to read. But oh my god, that is brilliant. Do that forever, guys. Do this. Smart. Smart, smart, smart. Um, it makes it like, I feel compelled. I won't because I need to test it myself, obviously. Kim loves it, but I don't know, maybe there's something about it I won't love as much. You never know. Um, I'm also pretty deep into Reflect, and I if okay, so if it can integrate, like, if I can migrate everything over, which I've done before, I could be into it. I don't see an obvious place to do that, so TBD. But an import would be powerful. That's why it was like, "Hey, invite." I almost wish that, like, little pricing, like, or sorry, that little blurb here of, like, "One person for demand may have already used." I almost feel like that should also be here because it's a lead in to taking a look at pricing, and you could like, the button could be like, "Learn more," or whatever, and then you can remind me again, and now I can upgrade, but I digress. Profile, yeah. I almost feel like some of this you could, uh oh, you can join the beta. That's cool, I like this. Labs, a lab section is smart for something like this because it's like it's kinda new. Like, note-taking apps have been around for ages, but this concept is new, which I think is cool. Okay, what else? What else did I wanna look at? Team and billing, yeah, that's super brilliant. I love that. I love that. This is a great example of product enabling or supporting growth in a meaningful way, and I think, like, obviously, I mean, of course, like, the whole business survives and thrives off of product. That's obvious. Product is always creating growth. But I think what is interesting about, like, this type of this type of, how would you call it? Implementing elements like this that support growth in this way, I think is very compelling because this is a very low lift, but possibly high impact thing to do. I think that's why I gravitate towards stuff like that so much because it's actually kind of small if you think about it. Like it's a small change. Okay, all right. I feel like I get it. I think now it's just like I got to live with it. That's and I get the 25 free meetings. 25 is interesting. I wonder if that's a lot or if that's 25 seems like a it seems like a high number, but at the same exact time, it's a lot. Like, it's a lot to get used to, like, you're building the habit, you're kinda getting used to the product itself, and you're building almost like you're building a, what's the word for when you're building, like, an archive, so to speak, of all of these meetings, and I imagine, like, over time, it could become stickier, and you start to assuming that you've built the habit, you're starting to really depend on, like, granola, and not, like, in a bad way, but, like, in a way that makes it very sticky. So I wonder if, 25 seems like an interesting number to play with. I wonder if there's like, it could be lower is what I'm saying. Like, maybe you don't have to wait for people to get to 25 free meetings. My guess is people probably upgrade well before 25, but I could be wrong. I might try it. It'll be interesting to see, like, if I decide to upgrade, like, when I do it, but that's cool. Okay. I don't think that there's anything else that I wanted to look at. It said that maybe that was Zapier. So it was saying that you could integrate with, like, thousands of, um it said you could integrate with, like, thousands of apps, but I think that's through Zapier. It looks like you can connect these 3 basic ones. I don't know what Affinity is. Uh, Zapier requires an upgrade. Makes sense. I have a feeling a Zapier API connection or whatever is probably, like probably a little pricey. The others maybe less so. But yeah, that's cool. Um, I think that was it. I mean, this is cool. I'm impressed. I can't wait to actually, like, use it in real life. We didn't really test it, but I can see how you would, if that makes any sense. Like, I can see, like, how this would work. I'm interpreting things based on what I'm seeing. There might be a faster path to having that aha moment, but, like, the website is pretty well done, I feel like. I feel like it gave me, like, an overview of what it was about, so I don't feel lost. The sign-up flow was really nice as well. That copy was I felt that copy very even though it was simple, I got it very fast. And then I think the last thing too is maybe like the it might be worth understanding maybe role, business type, etc. I think those categories of like which one do you fit the most in, that might you might play around with that. You might play around a little bit with that. But just to make sure that you're getting the right data at the end of the day because not everyone who signs up for this is obviously going to be a qualified prospect, but you'd want to be able to very like quickly and clearly identify qualified prospects if that makes any sense. Especially like on the self-serve PLG side, which, I haven't been pinged yet at least that I can think of. Did I ever get pinged like to do sales, like to do a sales call? I think this is all purely self-serve, which is fine. It could certainly, I mean, I'm sure at some point there will be sales assist. I'm also curious too, like what new features are they considering? Like, there's this, but I wonder what their roadmap looks like is really what I'm asking. Um, Beyond that, I mean, this is really cool. I'm impressed. I can't wait to, like I said, live with it and see how it goes. Alrighty. So I think that's it for me. Um, yeah. Thanks again for watching. And I hope that there was something in here that you can kind of leverage. I mean, I think that there's a lot I think Granola is doing a lot of really smart things in here. A couple of things I wish I could modify, but for the most part, I thought that was seamless. And now I just have to, build the habit. That will be interesting as I go. And if I have any other additional thoughts, I'll definitely jump back on here and kind of like walk through like things I noticed. But for the most part, signing up and trying it, very fun, easy, pretty. Now I just have to go through life with it, I guess. Thanks again for watching. If you like these types of live streams, videos, etc., don't forget to subscribe if you're on YouTube. If you're on LinkedIn, give me a follow, give me a like, a comment, whatever it is that just lets me know that you're out there and if that you actually like this content. But this was really cool. I hope you give Granola a try. I'm impressed. And in the meantime, I'll catch you guys on the next one. Bye, y'all.